Okay, we're live.
What's up, everyone?
Oh,
Welcome back.
thanks. Welcome back. Um, this is forgiveness part two,
Yes,
and
forgiveness is a mother.
it is. But the most important thing is forgiving yourself.
Yes, yes, that's 100% true. You have to find it within yourself to forgive yourself, and it's sometimes it's not as easy as people may think it should be, but you have to find a way to do it.
Oh, and Mrs. Williams is joining us this evening. I'm gonna let her in.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. I apologize for that.
So what's
So, what are we
this?
talking about tonight, people?
This is forgiveness part two.
And remember, forgiveness and your sexual.
No, that's next week.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I think
Forgiveness.
we're gonna have a guest, but I'll talk more
Oh,
about that when we're done this evening.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
as a guest, so that when we do talk about what our sexual no-nos are, mm, let's process what the because love is a world of yes. So why, if you're sharing your body, why are there limits?
You're sharing a lot when you share your body.
You are,
So,
and
I can't wait to
what
talk
is
about
it
that.
like? Why is it that some people are like totally totally averse to anything that's not like intercourse?
okay, yeah, this will be a good one.
It's good, y'all.
That will be good. But let's roll on back to forgiveness. And how do we forgive ourselves?
Well,
Because
we'll get your take on this one today, Sean.
yeah, that's where we're at today. And we're all parents, and parents are imperfect. And we're all parents, and we've all been like service providers in one way or another. And that also makes you like imperfect. Like sometimes when you're dealing with other people's children or, like the community at large, and you're kind of like, wow, I really fucked that up.
Hmm.
And there's nobody, you
So,
know,
for me,
you have to forgive yourself.
yeah, for me, when talking about forgiving yourself, for me, you know, when you have kids, especially young, there's no handbook. So, I had to kind of my kids, said certain things that, that they felt like messed them up in their upbringing. So as of recent, I was like, listen, I apologize to them and look, and I told them, and I forgive myself because I didn't know. I was young. I was this, and I allowed myself to forgive myself. So they're gonna have to try to forgive me because I'm forgiveness is important, especially in a dynamic such as parent to child.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't understand. Like I was speaking to someone earlier, and I said, growing up, my mother was a how could I put this? She was a I don't want her to sound like a damn hick, but she was a country, old school, barely got out of high school, no college. So when I was growing up, her idea of making it was like, oh, you got a job, you're good,
Right.
you know. So certain things, my dad wasn't around to tell me certain things. So therefore, the way some men would tell their sons, well, when dealing with women, you do this, this, and this. I was listening to my crazy ass older brother. So I didn't know certain things. Then I'm
Right.
listening to my older homeboys that when I say older, maybe a year or two. So what the hell do they know? You
Right.
know, so when you dealing with certain things like that, like you said, you have to be able to forgive yourself.
Yep.
But within forgiving yourself, that's not saying making excuses for your
Mm-mm.
behavior. You're just saying, listen, I may have not known better. I
Right.
may have done wrong, but I have to forgive myself because I know I didn't do it maliciously.
Right.
I just didn't understand.
Right.
Now,
And
with
that's
my
and
son,
that's definitely something that, my children and I had a conversation about. And, but I had, even when I realized, like, you see your kids at a certain age and you're like, damn, like, and I had forgave myself long time before the conversation was even had, because I was young, I was a single mom, I was, I didn't have the help that I need from their dad and stuff like that. And, I was very hard on myself about my son and, his ADHD and all these things that he got going with him. And it's like I had to forgive myself, because it's like, one, I really believe no woman can teach a boy how to be a man.
hmm
I think that was the dad's job. But, so I was hard on myself, even though I believed that. I was hard on myself, but it was like, listen, you did the best you did as the nurturer,
right.
and you have to forgive yourself for everything else. And I did. I did.
And like I told Barbara last week, I said, you know me, I'm not the most forgiving person,
I
but,
was starting off slow, and
but,
then we was gonna get to Icebox.
no, but listen, I said there's certain things that, like, you have different relationships. You
Mhm.
have the friendships that you grow to have throughout life.
Right.
That's a relationship.
Yep.
Then you have the sensual relationship. You have the
Okay.
family dynamic.
Right.
So I said, even friends, I said, if you're a true friend, you're never trying to block your friend. You're happy in your friend's success. Like I'll take it back to when we were in 113 and you were doing your thing and you said, I want to do this in here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, hell yeah, let's get it popping.
You was 110% in without
Right.
even. Yes,
But that's
I
what I'm saying. That's a friend because you want to see your friend succeed. If
agree.
Barbara came to me and said, Wise, I got an idea. Let's do blah, 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 blah. Yo, let's do this shit. I want
Right.
to see you succeed. I want to see my friend climb as far as they can. Like I was talking to another young lady that I know, and she was telling me I know some stories about her and a young lady that's supposed to be one of her best friends,
Yikes.
but
Okay.
all the time this friend would say negative stuff about her around other people. Now she would be there
Mm,
and the friend would say it like she was joking, but they would go back and forth being disrespectful to each. I was like, that ain't a friendship.
let me say this: the truth is often told in jokes.
That's right.
You better believe. Sometimes when people are saying shit and it, you ugly.
Right, right. There
They
you
believe that
go.
shit. They believe
That's
that.
exactly what I told her. I said, if someone truly has, if they're your friend, they're never gonna try to put you down in front of nobody. They're never gonna say negative shit about you. Like, no, that's corny.
Yeah, and it's not fair when people that have known you a long time and you're doing good, you made changes. Like when I was a very young woman, my life was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I have since like kicked life's ass. So, it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a lot of people that are dear to me that when I'm up, we'll start telling the stories of things that happened when I was young. And it makes me feel like I didn't, I didn't really have a lot of input in how that went down. It just kind of happened. And it took me a long time to forgive myself for some of the things that I was involved in. Like I was involved with really dicey people doing really dicey things. And sometimes like that all gets out of your control. And since then, I still take chances, but I'm much more cautious. Because when I was a young woman, I was like, there was no good reason for caution. And one of the things that I really had to work on too was forgiving myself for the fact that, like you, I had kids very young. And they were dragged into that mess. And I don't know that I expressed that I asked for forgiveness in a timely manner. And
But even with that, even if you don't know, like sometimes you could ask for that forgiveness, and if a person can't forgive you, you just got to be like, "Yo, okay, I'm sorry, bye." Because you can't.
Well, let me ask you this.
Right, go ahead.
I want to move to the icebox type topic. When is it okay to forgive in a relationship?
Okay.
Say somebody came to you. Let me give you a scenario, because I got to give you a scenario. We got to make people laugh.
I'm ready for it.
I know you are.
There's like a level of conditional forgiveness that you have to be willing to give anybody.
You have to be, because yes, you do. Even in a marriage, I've asked a lot of people, what is the one thing that is like to create a lasting marriage? And they was like forgiveness, and just being consistent and loving and all that other stuff, right? So, but a lot of people always say forgiveness. Like one of the things is always forgiveness.
Okay.
Right? Here you go. And he's off. So I feel like, say your spouse was going through something. Personally. And they took it out on you one way or another, whatever like that.
No, you gotta be specific. They took it out. What, she screamed at me? All right, that ain't no big deal.
No, like they was really.
What if somebody threw a chicken at you?
Or they was really acting shitty.
What?
Nah, I'll fry it.
You threw a chicken, I'll fry it or I'll bake it. But all right, so
they ain't really being a shitty spouse, but really it's because they're going through something.
All right, but what do you mean as being a shitty spouse? Ignoring you, not wanting to spend time with you? All right, this is what I'll do.
Oh
from
shoot.
A to Z.
Okay.
First, I'll try to engage. Is
Mhm.
there a problem? What's going on? Can we talk this out? Then I'll go to the next one. All
The
right,
next
if there
one.
is a problem, no, I mean the next thing. If
Oh,
there
okay.
is
I
a
was gonna say.
problem, not the next person, no, no. I'm saying if there is a problem, could we go and maybe see if we could get counseling or something? I'm
Okay.
going to
Okay.
try everything to straighten that out. But
Okay.
once I went from A to Z, and
There's
I
no other
know I
letters.
did
Oh, of course.
and I know I did everything in my power to rectify the situation, even if I wasn't wrong in this situation, even if that person was 100% wrong, but I tried to help fix the situation. There's no coming back. Now I'm like, I'm done. And when I'm done, say like now a year or so goes by, and that person was like, damn, I fucked up. I should have did. And they come back, I'm sorry, could we? No, we can't work nothing out. I forgive you. I
So
don't
there
want
will
nothing.
be some forgiveness.
I don't want nothing bad. Well, no, I'm saying I don't want nothing bad to happen to you.
Right.
I don't want you to get hit by a bus or the Metro North. But
Jesus, take the wheel.
we cannot
Metronome.
we cannot deal with each other any longer.
So, but there will be forgiveness.
Yeah, there'll be forgiveness. I could forgive for something like that. I can forgive for something like that.
Whew. America, we got him to forgive something.
No, and I told Barbara last week also, check out my other one. I said, say me and Barbara's married.
Right.
We're looking to buy a house or something, or we're looking to get a new car.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple that overcame that. What you're
So,
talking about? Yeah.
now
What?
Barbara goes out with the girls, and she kind of overspends on that card. And now we quite don't have enough for the car or for the bills. I'm gonna have a conversation. Listen, Barbara, come on. You know what we were supposed to do. I know you got a little carried away. You out with the girls or whatever. I can forgive that
Okay.
once or twice. If it's a consistent thing, it's no forgiving because now it's something you're doing on purpose and you're just letting me know you don't give a damn
But
about
that's
me.
why every couple should have 3 bank accounts.
No, but say, all right, we
Right.
have 3
So
bank
joint
accounts.
and 2 personal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So the stuff in the joint bank account is for the things.
Mm-hmm.
okay, yes. And your money is your money and my money is my
And
money.
if I'm going out with the
that's cool.
girls, I use my money.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that works.
Because it's the
Now,
same budgeting system as living alone.
mm-hmm.
Now,
Now,
going out. I'm going into the city with my girls tomorrow night.
what I did
That's
tell
on
Barbara,
Saturday night. And I know, I'm like, I went away last weekend. I went away 2 weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. Like, I know I'm
Yeah,
going
you
out.
be moving. You be moving.
Yeah.
but see now, what I did tell Barbara last week again, the one thing there's no forgiveness in is betrayal.
I understand that. I definitely
There's
get
no
that.
forgiveness. But once again, I don't want nothing horrible to happen to you. I don't want you to get hit by the Metro North. I don't want you to trip and fall off the South Ferry. Nothing like that. But I could see you, and you know this is true, Sean. I could see you and walk past you like you don't exist.
This is why we're siblings.
That's it.
No, I
That's
do the
it.
same thing. Like, what happened? I know
That's
you.
right.
I don't know you. I'm sorry.
Who are you?
Like,
Where the
we
hell
was
are you?
just married. Who? I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. No. Betrayal on any level. And I also told Barbara, say you out with the girls and and you have your friend with you. I'll say any one of your friends. Say Linda, even though she's not this tight, but and you're in the restaurant. Some girl looks at her sideways, and instead of just letting it go, you're a grown woman with kids. Say your kids are young children, teenagers, and she want to get out there and argue and fight. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
Like, I can't fuck with you now because you know I have young kids. And
I can forgive that though. I can forgive that, but I'm gonna tell you, don't put us in that.
No. Let me tell you what I can forgive in that scenario. Say the girl looked at her wrong, approached her, and initiated physical contact. Now we gotta all throw down. We like that ain't a problem. I'm saying, say you have a situation where
I've been in a
put us in that situation.
Right.
Right.
Say you have that situation where a person just glanced at her.
But see, this is what I'm saying. I can forgive that, but I'm like when we go home, it's gonna be like, bitch, what the fuck is you going through that we just had to fight for some dumb shit you like we didn't have to fight
I can understand that.
It's a conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like, all right, fuck you, bye.
What if it's a continuous thing?
I'm not going out with you if it happened more than twice. I'm not going out.
And that's what Barbara said. I would stop going out with this person.
Right, but it don't mean I would stop the friendship.
That sometimes people need space, and that's like a perfect example. You need space from me. I need space from you.
Right.
I can't run the risk that you're going to do that to me again.
Right.
And it's like, there's a lot of people in the world that I once considered like dear friends that I'm going to be super reluctant to hang out with you. Like, I have a tight bunch of people that I go and do activities with. And it's not like everybody that I ever hung out with, because I just don't. Like, I love to have a good time. And Sean can attest to that. I'm a good time waiting to happen.
Right.
However, do not put me in a situation where my good time is going to get scary. Because I can tell you, in full certainty, there's a situation where my good time is going to. I have no issue like going into the city myself, going to a bar by myself, even going to a club all by myself.
You just went to a whole country by yourself.
And I make new friends that way. Like, but anyway, but my thing is like, too, I would rather be by myself and be my own good time than be in a situation where somebody that I enjoy makes me feel unsafe.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, we're not doing that. Now, I got a scenario for you guys.
Come with it.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Commercial break. Brought to you by Verizon.
Brought to you by T-Mobile and iPhone.
Right. So, why is it, Barbara? Say you're with your spouse. Your spouse family comes to your house. And like y'all discussing like an issue or whatever, like with your spouse and the sibling or whatever, right? And your spouse kind of exaggerates like how you're being to kind of take the shadow off.
You're not talking about anybody I know, right?
No.
Okay. Purely coincidental? All right, carry on, sorry.
We're we know each other too much.
We do.
So say the spouse kind of making it like to take the pressure off of themselves. They kind of make it seems like you're the issue kind of
Like
thing.
you're the bad one in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Forgive,
throwing.
forgive or don't forgive. You're married.
I'm forgiving that. I'm forgiving that.
You forgiving that?
I'm forgiving that.
Um,
Because let me tell you why. Maybe they have a
overwhelming
certain,
insecurity.
yeah, no, a certain rapport with the person in their family,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to look. I'll be the bad guy. Fuck it, that's all right. Now, if things start going left, you better step up and say something. But for right now, I'll eat that. I'll be the bad guy. I don't even feel that's anything to forgive them about. You're just having their back at that moment. But now, like I said, if things go left, if things start getting like escalating and going left, then your ass better step up and be like, hold up, no, this is what's going on, and this is why it's this way, and blah
Right.
blah 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 blah. If you don't do that, then we'll have a problem. And I'm not saying it's a problem where it's forgive or whatever, but I'm gonna let you know down
It's
the
going to
road,
be a harsh conversation.
right? You messed up. You know this was on you, and you were supposed to handle it. I stepped up to help you handle it, and you let it go left. And
Mm,
like I said, as a partner, see, I could never say if me and you were married, you my sister.
I
So I
know.
always go for Barbara. I always go
Barbara,
for Barbara. Me and
that's
Barbara
the
could,
married scenario.
yes, we could get it in. So now I'm saying, say me and Barbara's married, and I got something with my crazy ass family. So say something's going on, and Barbara's like, no, I don't want this, blah, blah. She's having my back. I let it escalate to a level where it really shouldn't be. That's on me. She has all rights to be pissed. And down the road, she has all rights to check them off and be like, no, you were supposed to step up sooner. You were supposed to deal with this. That's what being a partner is about. And that's where
Okay.
a lot of people fall off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nothing wrong with having your spouse's back and playing the bad guy once in a while. I'm cool with that. You know, I don't mind being the bad guy. I'm cool with it.
Barbara, what say you?
Oh, I am the black sheep of a very lovely family. But make no mistake, I am the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is I'm used to being the bad guy.
Okay.
And I do a lot, but I'm definitely used to being the bad guy. And one of the things is like I'm okay. I try and own my shit all the time. Like I know when I screw up. And I'm usually the first person to be like, "No, it was me. It was not you. It was me."
Mm-hmm.
And ask for grace or forgiveness or whatever you call it. But again, do not. If you know I'm that person and you know me well enough to know that I'm that person that will call you and apologize, do not get in my face about like some petty argument we had like a long time ago. Because if you would have mentioned it in the real time, I totally would have been like, is there anything I can do? Can we have a conversation? Can we go to lunch? Can we go get drinks? Can you come over here and let me make you some food? And, you know, can I not only apologize, like give you some little act of service, which is like my love language. And like I over ask for forgiveness. But if you're going to come at me with some disagreement that we had 2 years ago that you didn't say bothered you, now.
See, that's a problem.
I feel like it's genuine.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem. If you have a problem with somebody, speak on it. Don't wait months, weeks, years. Speak on it right there. Get it out the way. Like you said, if you told somebody and they was like, "Oh, it's no big deal," don't even bring it up later.
And my thing, when I got a problem with you, because I went through a lot of therapy. If I have a problem with you, I'm going to tell you I have a problem with you in my indoor voice. I'm gonna be like when we're clean, Sean and Kevin come over and I'm cleaning up, and this is in the parallel universe where me and Wise are married, and it's between doing the dishes and hitting the bed. So, okay, and I'm like, what? Can you elaborate on what your problem was today? If you ignore me because I did not use a loud tone or any kind of tone at all, you have forfeited the right to ever bring it up again.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna say it one time.
That's good. I agree with that, because it's like, okay, I'm giving you the table right now. I'm giving you the platform to say what you got to say. Put it on the table.
Because if you come back at me on Tuesday, first of all, I'm going to cry because I will be frustrated and confused, and I am a genuine, legit crybaby in those kind of situations. Because I told you, I gave you the floor. You could have told me anything. You could have told me there was invisible aliens that penetrated your brain, and that's why you acted stupid in that moment. Oh yeah. I got some alien antidote here in the liquor cabinet. Let's get you some.
Right.
But now it's Tuesday. You come home from work and you're like pissy, and you're like, I want to talk to you about Saturday. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna just not watch TV with you, not eat meals with you. I will completely shun you until you come around and say, I heard you the first time and I didn't know what I was gonna say. Or
all right, I got a question for both of you.
Come on with it.
This is something someone myself and Sean knows.
Oh Lordy.
Is going through a little something right now. What's the longest if you and your significant other has a disagreement?
Mm-hmm.
What's the longest do you go without speaking to that person?
Depending on what the disagreement is about.
If it's nothing sensual or nothing like that, it's just we had an argument. I'm a little mad at you.
One day.
You're a little mad at me. How long should you not talk to a person?
One day.
Yeah, one day. Unless it's really painful and you know that you have no ability.
Then 2 days.
Not say something.
Right. See, because let me tell you, Barbara, I'm that person. If I'm in a relationship, there's no, we're not speaking to each other for weeks. No.
And we live together.
We're not speaking to each other.
And we live together.
Sex for a month. No. If you can't,
even if we just dating.
If we don't have sex in 30 days, we broke up.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you.
I'm more like a 7, but okay.
But I feel.
I mean, situations, things happen, so we'll give it 30. But if we ain't had sex in that long because we're bickering, we broke up.
Right. But even if I feel it shouldn't be like a week or 2 that we don't speak to each other.
No.
Let's get this shit taken care of. We're grown, especially if you're over 30.
Yeah.
If you're 25, you need to talk.
Right. But I'm giving people you know, we're a little different.
Yeah.
We're a little more mature than a lot. So if you're over 30 and you're talking, oh, I need space, give me like a month. Fuck out of here.
You're
Bye.
gonna get your month. It's
Right,
gonna turn
right,
into forever.
right. I just wanted to see that because people go through stuff like that. And I'm like,
And y'all live together? What we like walking
right,
past each other, two ships in the night type shit?
for a BS misunderstanding,
No.
no, we're not doing that. Like,
It's
no.
funny because Kevin and I had like a misunderstanding like one time Friday, like a Friday, like 5 o'clock in the morning type situation, right? And I kept saying to him, we're misreading each other, like, but it's 5 o'clock in the morning, he bugging, I'm bugging, right? By Saturday afternoon, let's talk about this because this is stupid. Like,
Right,
and you just by Saturday afternoon, we have to talk.
right. And if we
I'm,
can't
I'm
get
the type of person, what's funny? I can't even, especially if I'm living with you, relationship or marriage, I'm not the type of person like I ain't talking to him for 5 days. Like,
no, we grown.
because I can't sit on my feelings that long. I'm
No,
gonna say what I feel.
I'm like an armadillo. I roll up in a ball and roll away.
Yeah, like I will go into my shell, but it's not gonna last long. It's just not because I'm gonna have to get that. I'm the type of person I have to get that out, or it's gonna gnaw at me.
Now, when it comes to family, brothers and sisters, is it hard to forgive? Easy to forgive?
Well, I grew up with a bunch of women,
Ditto.
so women are catty by nature. Women, you would be find yourself in the stupidest fucking arguments you ever thought could ever exist. Um, I I I'm the type of person I don't like confrontation. So that's probably another reason why I got to get it resolved fast because I don't really like confrontation, especially with people I love. If I don't know your ass and I don't, I'm not like I don't love you, then that's a different thing. But if I love you, we're gonna have to get it out, talk about it, and move on because we just have to talk about it, like, and decide what we're gonna do.
And I agree with that. Like sometimes we as humans, and you know my non-forgiving ass, we have to understand and look at things from the next person's perspective.
Yep.
And sometimes we don't do that. I don't do that. And it took me many years to understand like people are imperfect. I understand that. But me and my brother, for years I didn't speak to him. He was going through things when we were younger, you know, the late 80s into the early 90s was out in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to come home and things were missing. And I held that against him so long. Thankfully, before he passed away, me and him became cool. I was able to understand and be like, yo, he had a problem. He didn't do it maliciously.
Right.
Is messed up as because I like I said, some nice stuff was gone. But material you can get back. You can't get back the person.
Not once they're gone. Nope.
Right. So I was happy before he passed, we were able to mend things.
I love it.
And I tell people that story all the time because I'm like, sometimes people aren't doing things maliciously. and you have to find it in your place to in yourself to say, damn, all right, this person really has a problem, and I gotta work it out with them,
Yeah,
and that's
I
what that
agree with that.
is.
I agree with that. It's funny because I've had this conversation this week. I think forgiveness is important too because, like, say, um, the disagreement is between two married people, two whatever, right?
Hmm.
My comment to that was, and me and you Wise have talked about this, and then you talked about this in your about your marriage and stuff like that. But I wholeheartedly feel like two people are not going to always agree.
No,
They're
no.
not going to always agree, and if y'all are always agreeing, then somebody's fucking faking.
Right, there's a problem.
Somebody's faking some shit. So that's why forgiveness is also important too, because like you were saying, perspectives and everything like that. Two individuals is not gonna always agree. So you got to give that person grace and things like that because it might seem big to them and it might be nothing to you, and it's just what I'm saying. Like
Right,
that's why forgiveness I feel is important too.
but what could you give them grace on? You could
Whatever the situation is at the time that
anything,
y'all, huh?
anything. You could forgive about anything.
You can forgive anything.
Have you met me?
You can forgive anything, Barbara.
Not anything, not any and everything.
I
You
can.
can forgive anything, but not any and everything. No. Like, now, I will say this. I will say this. I've learned, I have learned that forgiveness brings you peace.
Hmm.
Forgiveness brings you, if you're constantly talking about it and you're not letting it go, and you're giving yourself issues.
Yes, I
You're
agree with
giving
that.
yourself health problems. You're giving yourself things, and the person that you're not forgiving is still gonna be an asshole, and you're gonna be just angry and bitter and mad and have health issues. And it like sometimes you gotta let that shit go. Sometimes you gotta let that shit go
But see,
and
the
just
thing,
move on.
the thing with that is what you're saying. I understand to a point, but
Just because you forgive, before you say
right,
that, just
right,
because just because you forgive don't mean you've forgotten what that person have done. Just because you forgive don't mean that person is supposed to stay in your life.
right,
You
and that's my
forgive
point.
them, yourself, move on,
Right,
peace.
right.
I forgave the false prophet for being a false prophet.
But see, some people, like you said, some people think when you forgive someone, in order to forgive, they have to stay in your no, 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 no,
No,
no.
I don't agree with that.
See, this is why I say, how deep can you forgive? How could you really forgive? Because some people feel, oh, if you forgive me, you're over it. So I could no, 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 no.
Not that many knows.
No, no, no. There are 1,000 no's.
A
Because
thousand.
like I said, some things I could never forgive you for. Like that's it. Like I always say, betrayal on any level is unforgivable. Whether you're a friend, whether you're a family member, whether you're a lover, betrayal. If you do something to undermine me purposely,
Hmm.
I can't fuck with you no more. Like I always say, I don't want nothing horrible to happen to you. But
Again, that Metro North train should not hit you.
yeah,
Right.
no, no, the Metro North definitely shouldn't hit you. Definitely. But if you happen to get ran over by a bike, oh well. I'm sorry. That won't kill you,
Can
hopefully.
it be at least a mountain bike?
Yes, a mountain bike.
Okay.
10 speed.
Okay.
10 speed.
Not a 10.
But like I said, I've seen situations where people were supposed to be friends and they would try to holler at their friends
Now fuck that.
girlfriend when he wasn't around. That's unforgivable.
Yeah. Because we can do all that for.
If you're my girl and you're in the club and you had one Long Island iced tea or 30 Long Island iced teas and you step with the next dude, unforgivable. Nope, I can't mess with you. I don't want nothing horrible to happen, but no, there's no coming back from that. No. And see, me and Sean always go back and forth on that because Sean feels things happen and I feel nothing in life just happens. You have from A to Z to figure that shit out. So you know exactly what you're doing.
When you are drunk, you in an alternate state.
Do you think you'll be drunk
That
enough?
kind of drunk. I
Right.
have been
Right.
like prime example. 2 years and change. The weekend that you and your girls were down in
Mhm.
Delaware too. That weekend I said was my niece's bachelorette party.
Mhm.
Okay. There was some guy at the next table. He hit on me all night long. Even followed me over to the ladies' room. I'd had like 4 cocktails and like 10 shots. I was feeling like
No pain.
oh, you could have amputated my toes. I was loose. And the guy follows me to the ladies' room and he says to me, really been looking for the opportunity to talk to you. And I said, well, tonight isn't your night, pal.
Oh, shit.
And I tapped him on the shoulder and kept walking.
See, my thing, I mean, not that anything is like I don't agree with, if somebody want to sleep with somebody, like you said, I do agree with you, but I like to give the other perspective. You just don't slip on a dick like that.
Right,
Don't happen.
right.
You don't just dive in some pussy like that.
That's
Don't
right.
happen. Like you really don't. But could you are there people that can't resist temptation?
Then you could not resist without me.
Of course.
Exactly. Then
That's
don't
consequences, but that's the consequence.
Right.
What you said, Barbara?
don't resist someplace else.
Agree.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
And like I said, once again, I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get ran over by the train. But you can't be in my vicinity no longer.
Well, but this time that kind of betrayal, the motorcycle might do.
Yeah, a little motorcycle might do, but I don't even want that because look, down the road you're gonna realize, damn,
I fucked that up.
Roz was a good dude.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
He had some good D.
Wow.
He was.
I don't want to throw up, so we're not going to talk about good D again. Not on you.
But listen. You already heard about it. So
first of all, you better stop talking about that because I want to slap her face.
But even with that, I'm like, I'm cool because I'm like, down the road you're gonna realize you fucked up, and I had a few that down the road was like, damn, I messed up. Okay, I wish you the best with what you have.
Right.
Because I like I said, in 50 something years, I have never did a dip back. Never.
Did a dip
a
back?
what?
A dip back.
What the fuck is
I
that?
have never slept with any ex.
Oh,
Not one.
I did once.
I applaud you.
But that was my baby daddy.
I
So
never, after me and my ex-wife broke up, Never slept with her. Never slept with none of my ex, none. And I had opportunities. And I'm good.
Oh,
Nope.
wow.
Nope. Your brother is like, once it's done, it's done.
Right.
Kaput, kapui.
All of
And
that.
that's how I feel about it. But like I said, you can forgive anybody, but it depends on what people's definition of forgiveness is. Some people's definition is, oh, I fucked up. You have to accept my apology and give me another chance. No, I don't. No, I could accept your
Thank you for
apology.
apologizing and recognizing that you made the mistake. But
Right,
now I don't have to sit here and, still deal with your bullshit. No.
right. I'm
My
like, no.
my level of forgiveness only extends to forgiving the action. My level of forgiveness does not reopen my life to you. Like there are some things once you hurt a woman, and I'm speaking for every woman. Once you hurt a woman, you have removed a chunk of her love.
Agreed.
You've removed it, you've incinerated it, you put it down the dumpster, and it will never come back.
I agree with that.
And there isn't anything you can do about that. She can grow to love you in a different way, but that feeling of reliability or comfort or sexual satisfaction or whatever, it is gone. It's gone for good. And she can forgive you and get up the next morning and make you like bacon and eggs and hash browns and toast and bagels and the whole thing and act like nothing ever happened. But it is gone. Poof.
But see, I love when you women say that.
Come on.
But let me tell you something.
Don't insult me because you'll break off a chunk of my love for you.
Uh-oh. You know this is your virtual wife.
I agree with that. I agree with that to a point.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also feel there's no difference in women and men nowadays. Women are worse than men now. I know women that run through dudes like they're dudes.
I'm talking about me.
Yes. Okay. Say you, because I know women that don't care. Don't care. You think I'm icebox? I know women that'll be like, you're wise.
But there's men that sometimes open up the icebox for the women.
Don't put it all on the men because, like I told Barbara last week too, I know guys. I had a friend. Well, I still have a friend that when we were in our late teens, going into our early 20s, he met a woman with 3 kids. She was older than him. This fool, I ain't gonna say fool. This dude fell in love. He married her, took the kids under his wing. It's a good dude.
And what happened?
Fuck the next door neighbor. Yes.
What?
Yes.
What in the hell?
Yes. And this dude, it wasn't like he had a nice Wall Street job. Hardworking dude. I ain't gonna say he's perfect because you don't know what goes on in anybody's home. But from what I saw, and just because he's my man, I ain't gonna take up for him. If he was a dickhead, I would be like, yo, you don't. But I know he was bringing the money home, doing what he was supposed to do. And she was banging the next door neighbor. Then we know somebody, Sean, that we used to work with, that that's a real nice guy, and always get dogged out by women because they always be like, "Oh, he's too nice, he's too sweet, he's too whatever," and I'm like,
I'm trying to think who that is. Put it in the chat.
"There you go, there you go."
No, no,
Yes,
no.
the guy.
I know.
Even right now, what you talking about? I'll put you up on that later.
Okay.
It's not what you think it is.
It's not what Facebook said.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Facebook is a tall tale. But my thing is people were like, "Oh, he's too nice, he's too sweet." So there were women that would take advantage of this dude. And I'm like, all you women always talk about, "Oh, you want a good man, somebody that will take care of you, blah, blah, blah." And when you find that good man that will take care of you, you don't know how to treat him. You don't know how to act.
There's always strings attached.
Right. And then when you get the dude that run through you, "Oh, all niggas are dogs." But you wanted a hound. So that's what you got. Deal with it now.
Yeah.
That's like the guys. "Oh, she too quiet." Now you got Thotty Miss Hottie. And when she's out there
she got a hot box.
Right, when she's for the streets, you feel some way. And you say how men break women's hearts. Like I told you again, Barbara, men are 100 times worse than women. You don't hear women killing men for cheating and stuff. Men are so fragile and egotistical.
I agree with that.
And they can't take what they dish out.
A million.
Yeah, they can't. Right, they really can't. They really can't.
Because a man, he's gonna think about how you kiss him, how you touch him,
how you suck and fuck him.
Yep, every sound you make.
Oh,
Right, he's gonna be thinking about the next dude doing the same exact thing, and that's why he can't take it. So, like I said, times have changed. Like, and the new millennium woman. Look, if you look at Instagram and Facebook, 90% is a bunch of naked chicks twerking.
I miss those pages.
It's no
those pages.
It's no integrity. It's no character anymore. Everybody's doing it for the gram now. And why do my woman have to show everything she has to every other dude? If you happy with me, you don't need to show everything. If I'm happy with you, I don't got to stand on Instagram with the gray sweatpants and swing it right and left and let every no, that to me that's disrespectful. Right. And some things are just for you and your spouse.
Right.
Some things.
Some.
I'm not saying that like Sean used to say, "I want a little house on the prairie," woman. No. Yes. My woman, you could put on something nice and semi-revealing. Like I said, there's a thin line between sexy and slutty. So you could put on something nice and sexy, but if you bend over, all your ass shouldn't be falling out of it. Or if you sneeze, your titties shouldn't pop out. That's the problem.
I mean, but I think like my engagement party, I was sexy. I had a totally like sheer shirt on.
Oh, but you really looked like someone that got engaged on Valentine's.
Right. You didn't look like you didn't look like you was getting ready to jump on the pole, Sean.
Yeah, okay. No. It looked like you were as far away.
It was very tactful.
Yeah, no.
It was tactful. A lot of women nowadays are tactless.
That's true.
So that's the thing.
My loves, we are done for this evening. We will see you all back on Tuesday.
Yes.
And as soon as I can confirm that we will have a special guest, I will add it.
Male or female?
And I will keep y'all in the loop.
But is it a male or a female?
I'm not gonna tell.
Oh.
Hold up, and I want to say I do love all y'all ladies because I don't want to end it with me saying all women are tactless. So I don't think all
I
women
know
are
he got an
tactless.
icebox.
That's okay. One of the people that watch this will just like walk by and pop you in the nuts. It's all good.
I don't mind. I'm into that.
Okay.
Good night. Good night.
Nice.
Love y'all. Good night.
Good night. Love you guys.
Goodbye.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.